Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Shai Bahashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors unto the apostles, double honors unto the elder bishops. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners, among the heathens that look like the heathens, and to the Akwath that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you another lesson in truth. And speaking of the Israelites among the heathens that looks like the heathens, this guy right here in the middle is Kurt Cobain, who's pretty much the godfather, the founder of that whole grunge sound. And I think that this dude might have been a Jake, especially the way he died and all the struggles and stuff that he went through. And as a matter of fact, let me grab a scripture. It's Matthew 5 and 13. Or I'll just mention it. I'll read it later. But in Matthew 5 and 13, it tells you that, Israel is the salt of the earth. But this lesson is not about Kurt Cobain. All right, this lesson is not about Pharrell. This lesson is about the thief who was Esau. Inspiration comes from the brother Tay Yasharala 144K. And he did a video called Edom the Thief. And they are thieves. So we're going to start off with this scripture right here. This is 2 Ezra 6 and 27. And it reads, "For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared." And that is exactly what is happening. The truth, which has not been declared, is now being declared as evil and deceit is being exposed and put out. As a matter of fact, that brings to mind a quick video. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Hold on. Salakia. They always just want to start playing shit when you go here. Here we go. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Here we go. Where are you? Here we go. Let's just listen to her, what she has to say about it. All right.
I don't know how else to tell my demographic of people that it's over. I don't know how clearer I can say it to us than to say it's over. Our control, our power, our privilege, it's over. It's over. And it doesn't matter if you have a Democrat or a Republican in the House, whomever is in control will only push us closer and closer to our inevitable end, which is civil war. And I smile and smirk because I'm ready for that. It is the only way that we're going to get to what we need in order to live in this country. And to be honest, white people, we might not be welcome here when it's all said and done. Are you ready for that? That's if you even accept that we're going into civil war and you can survive that part. Y'all are too busy hanging on to the privilege of our grandparents, thinking that if you just continue just to hold on for dear life, everything will go back to the Leave It the Beaver racist ways when we all had privilege and we were in control and on top of society. No, the pandemic took care of that. My message to white people is get ready. Get prepared. Figure out what side you're on and be 10 toes down. Because regardless of what you're holding on to from the past, the future is war, and it's coming.
Yep. She's 144% right. That is exactly what's coming. And there's no such thing as white people, and the people who refer to themselves as that, the self-proclaimed white man, they're not going to survive this. All right. Next stop is slavery for them. The Lord is going to set up the new government. But we're going to go into this book again. And I got a lot of lessons to do with this book. I'll be on it for a while, but we're going to go straight to the patents. all right, to the thievery of Esau, Edom, because the Lord is going to enter into the house of the thief by way of the chariots, who they're ignorantly called UFOs and aliens, all right? But this is on page 167, and it's titled Patents. So let's open up another tab because I don't want to lose this. So let's go. Oh, perfect. And let's go to images. All right. That book right there. Okay. So we're on page 167. And it says patents, black ingenuity snatchers. All right. A list of black inventors is long and impressive, is a long and impressive one. But the list of those blacks who profited from their own inventions is too short to qualify as a list. The carefully laid traps and barriers to patents and legal costs protecting the same, to capital, to manufacturing. Now, let me pause right there. And it just, the spirit, I wasn't going to say, but the spirit, I invented a couple things in the past. All right. Both of those things went on to make somebody a whole lot of money, but not me. One was a comb. All right. Now, if any of you stylists or cosmetologists out there, barbers, that pintail comb with the extra long pin with the extra thick plastic, that was my idea. All right, over 20 years ago, I actually got flown out to first class. I got flown out to Minnesota, met with the CEO of a comb company, one of the oldest, one of the biggest in America. You know, they fed me, and I presented my ideas, and et cetera, et cetera. They flew me back. Didn't hear from them until a month later, and they decided that they wrote me a letter and told me that they weren't going to use it. A little over a year later, I started seeing that very comb in beauty supply stores and in the hair sections in stores and stuff like that. It was a little disheartening because it was the second time it happened, because I also designed a clock. If you remember, for any of you muscle heads out there, there was this clock that used to be in a lot of the old gyms, like Gold's gyms and things like that. And there was a clock that sat on the wall that looked like a 25-pound weight. It looked like a weight. All right. That was also my idea. And someone took it and ran with it. So it's real easy for Esau to swindle you out of these things. I lived it. All right. And I was in the military when I actually did that one. And I had a whole bunch of people sign it, disclosures that they, that I was the first to show it, and that it was my design, and, just for witness sake. And went to a couple different clock companies, young, naive, diehard Marine, an American, thinking that, I'm an American, I'm a Marine. This is going to be whatever. So let's get back to the book. Just thought I'd share that with the body. But it says, the carefully laid traps and barriers to patents and legal costs of protection the same, to capital, to manufacturing, to distribution, to media, to the markets, all but ensure the inventions are wrested away from the black inventors, arrested, like wrestle, away from the black inventors. We're really brown. There's no such thing as black people. That's the false title that they labeled us with, all right? Inventors, before they can use them or become entrepreneurs, industrialists, employers of black people, all right? So, but I also understand, too, that the Lord didn't want me to be comfortable. The Lord wanted me to, and I'm the water. I gladly give up anything that I may have had, that I may have gotten, so that I can get a part of the riches that's to come in heaven, where they can't be stolen away from you. All right. I will gladly live this life that I've lived over one that if getting my consolation on this side, like a Jay-Z, or any other inventor that's Jake that actually did well. Okay, but it said that this patent system rewards American ingenuity, but the patent system more often rewards the thief. Yes, it does. Who uses his status as a member of the white race to exploit the market for his own profit. Late night television is filled with ads of capitalists seeking to help inventors bring their ideas to fruition for a fee. They have even created a popular television show so we can all watch the truly ingenious beg the merely rich for an investment. Shark Tank. During their enslavement, it says Africans, I wrote Israelites, were engaged in every form of highly skilled labor, including engineering and mechanics. They accessed their ancient intelligence as builders of the pyramids, this is true, to develop machinery that made because Africans didn't build the pyramids, Israelites did. So I don't know if this guy knows or he just was trying to keep it, PC so that he could make this book. All right. But it says that they made Salakia. They accessed their ancient intelligence as builders of the pyramids to develop machinery that made their forced labor more productive and efficient. Among those products credited, page 68, to the Israelite genius are the rotary engine, lawnmower, horseshoe, elevator, refrigerator, cash register, gas burner, printing press, pencil sharpener, fire extinguisher, scaffolding, fountain pen, gas mask, traffic light, even the electric light. So America could not have functioned without our people, and the average race is American. KKK, big mouth, downgrading, so-called Negroes and brown people every chance they get. They're so ignorant they don't even know all this that I just shared with you. All right. The cotton gin, which generated uncountable riches for Europeans, especially the Rothschilds, was credited to the Massachusetts-born Eli Whitney, but earlier cotton gins were found in use in Africa and Asia. Elijah McCoy, that's where you get the term the real McCoy, lubricator allowed trains to run continually at the first time, causing railroad operators to demand the real McCoy without knowing it's black, of course. Same thing with the monkey wrench. Why do you think they call it the monkey wrench? Because the famous boxer used to beat up and prove that white superiority was a lie, was Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson actually raced cars and dealt with engines and stuff when he wasn't boxing. And to help him with the engines, he created the wrench. And to a shot at him because they hated him so, because he was always betting white women. This goes to show you when Jake is equal in money and the Edomite woman really don't choose to be with him in most cases. All right. But he invented a wrench and they call it the monkey wrench. All right. But it says, without knowing its black source, its Israelite source, today the McCoy name is unknown. The wealth redirected from Elijah and his family to white profiteers. George Washington Carver's experiments were so advanced that he found hundreds of revolutionary uses for peanuts, soybeans, pecans, sweet potatoes. The plastic he created from the peanut oil was used to upholster Henry Ford's first automobile. Carver died broke, but plastics now, wastefully based on petroleum oil, have become essential to everything in use today. But yet this man, died broke. So you know what? Let me stop reading for a moment and go to the scriptures. All right. I'm gonna read Zechariah the 5th chapter. And here we are again. I thought I was gonna get back to my Malcolm channel, my GMS Maccabean Spirit and GMX Maccabean Spirit Ba channels, and this popped up. So it's critical racial historical truths is getting all the action right now. I'm gonna try to do some prophetic stuff. Well, this is prophesying as well, the downfall of Esau, Edom. But here we go, because the Lord is going to enter into the house of the thief. Zechariah 5:4. I'm going to start at verse 3, but the point is in verse 4. And it reads, Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the whole face of the earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side according to it, and everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. So what's entering into the house of the thief? Well, you've been seeing them all the time, and they call them UFOs and UAPs and aliens and everything else. But those are the chariots of Israel. That is the army, part of the armies of the Lord's Air Force, really, right? Because the ground forces are the elect. Okay, when the Lord, when that spiritual power gets given out and the elect gets raised up. But here's verse 4 in the point. And I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, see, the Lord of armies, the host, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and with stones thereof. So the Lord is going to consume and destroy, Esau, Edom, for his thievery, for his, shit, fuckery. All right. Excuse my Swahili German, my German Swahili. But and I'm gonna finish this last couple paragraphs and how white folks got so rich. And it says, though Thomas Edison is credited with the invention, he was not the first to conceive or attempt to develop the electric light. It is Louis H. Latimer, all right, because Latimer actually won a court case against Edison. But yet, in the history books, in the Edomite schools, in the so-called white schools, they still teach the children that it was Thomas Edison. They even have an electric company that's named after him, and that is a complete and total lie to support the lie which is white superiority. Still to this day, you would think with this history being known that they would tell the truth about Latimer, but they don't. But it says it is Louis H. Latimer who was the first to succeed by creating a filament, the part that burns inside the glass bulb, that can be lit over periods of time, finally making electric lighting practical, further proving that he and not Edison is the inventor. It is Latimer whose drawings are patented. It is Latimer who supervised the installation of the electricity in New York, Philadelphia, Canada, and London. So these devils know, but they still put Thomas Edison's name as the inventor. If you ask any school, student today, they're going to tell you Thomas Edison. That's what's in their books. And that's perfect evidence of a complete and total racist lie. These are thieves. It says, it is Latimer who wrote the first electricity manual. It is Latimer, not Edison, who provided the critical expert testimony in court in defense of Edison's patents, on which millions of dollars were at stake, and Latimer, who died poor in 1928, while Edison's family empire is based almost entirely on the genius of an Israelite man. Of course, they call him a black man. All right, so this man is terrible. So now let's go back to this. All right, we can close it out. Okay, Mr. David Grohl of from Kurt Cobain's group. All right, we're gonna play a quick video short because it's funny how and this song that they did, I like this song. This was a popular song. All right, but it's funny that they had something called the disco demolition in the 70s, because Esau was so jealous of the fact that what it was really about was that white women would go to these discos and dance with Jake and end up hooking up with Jake. That's what they really hated. All right. And when they had that very racist gathering in what is the former White Sox Park right here in Chicago, they were burning records that had nothing to do with disco. It really became a destruction of anything that was created by Israelites, so-called black and brown people. That was, that was some sort of dance or soulful music. All right. But here, we're going to share a little secret with you about this very, very popular song from the 90s, from Nirvana, from the group Nirvana. So let me, here we go.
I wanted to be a drumline kid. Like, I wanted to be a drumline. Why not? But I can't read music. I couldn't then, I still can't now. All I wanted to do was be in a line of drummers all playing drums.
That was decent. I wasn't like your level. Like,
Dude, stop saying I'm a good drummer because I'm the most basic fucking drummer. If you listen to Nevermind, the Nirvana record, I pulled so much stuff from the Gap Band and Cameo and Tony Thompson on every one of those songs. All that. That's old disco. That's all it is.
You see that?
Could I not hear that? Nobody makes the connection.
Nobody makes the connection. And the Gap Band wasn't really disco. They were more soul or funk, They did, but most of the song was, they weren't really a disco group, although they were around during that time, but they were more soulful or funk, But
straight up Gap Band. I told Tony Thompson that came to my house for a barbecue with somebody, and I was like, man, I just want to thank you because, I owe so much. I've been ripping you off. I wanted to be a
yeah, so, matter of fact, let me let it play one more time. Let it sink in. Uninterrupted.
drumline kid. Like, I wanted to be a drumline. Why not? But I can't read music. I couldn't then, I still can't now. All I wanted to do was be in a line of drummers all playing drums.
that was decent. I wasn't like your level. Like,
Dude, stop saying I'm a good drummer because I'm the most basic fucking drummer. If you listen to Nevermind, the Nirvana record, I pulled so much stuff from the Gap Band and Cameo and Tony Thompson on every one of those songs. All that. That's old disco. That's all it is. Could I not hear that? Nobody makes the connection. Just straight up Gap Band. I told Tony Thompson that came to my house for a barbecue with somebody, and I was like, man, I just want to thank you because, I owe so much. I've been ripping you off.
Well, Esau has been ripping us off, and he does owe so much that he can't pay. So, especially, I can imagine the money that he made off Nevermind, off that one Nirvana song. You think he'd cut the brother a check. You've been ripping him off your whole life. Tell him how you owe him something, but you didn't give him anything. So, the only thing he gets is a thank you. This is Matthew. I'm gonna go ahead and read it because I talked about it. Man, because Esau, when he finally falls all the way down, because he's falling literally right before our faces. But when he finally falls all the way down, how sweet it's going to be. But this is Matthew 5:13, and it reads, "Ye are the salt of the earth." All right, and we're the salt of the earth. Without us, everything will be flavorless. Sports, basketball, football, boxing, MMA, whatever it is, it will just be flavorless. Ye are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its savior, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under the foot of man. And they trodden down on and that's exactly what they did. And we made America great, but yet we get left out of his greatness. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, all honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, Wa Abba Abba, Kwam Yasharala Shalom.